Improvement Association, we want to congratulate Clayworks for this amazing accomplishment, and the renaming of the street. And as an organization like Clayworks, that's so important in terms of bringing international artists here and supporting the community in many, many different ways. It's just so fitting to have a street named after you, because it's about a sense of place. You know, we're in Mount Washington, we're in a community with hundreds of years of history, and just to have the meaning of the place is just so important in the internet age when everything is so electronic. It's like it's a place to come, and it's a community, and we're so wish you many, many years of success on your journey, and we're here to support.
And Danielle promises that she's going to let her kids come to camps and classes when they're old enough and they're ready, right? Okay. I think I failed to mention that the students this morning were from Mount Washington Elementary and Wellwood International School, and we want to thank those schools for participating as well. Okay. One other thing that has to do with the young people, you know, we had summer camps this summer at Baltimore Clayworks. It was really gratifying to see about 200 kids were enrolled in the summer camps, and they had a great time and did a wonderful job. They also, many of the summer campers created a commemorative stone, and the organizers of the summer camps have created a legacy garden. And if you look right across the street, you can see a little sign in the grass there. Please stop by and take a look at what they created, talking about their summer camp experience, what here was at Baltimore Clayworks. So this is a dedication of that legacy garden as well today. Okay, now I'd like to introduce the president and chairman of the board of Baltimore Clayworks Incorporated, the board of trustees, Sue Patz.
Hello everyone, and welcome. It's been exactly 1 year since the reopening of Baltimore Clayworks. And what a difference a year makes. The extraordinary work of the Clayworks community campaign to save Baltimore Clayworks was an inclusive and well-managed grassroots effort that came from the heart and soul of its community. That community now constitutes today's board, staff, faculty, students, volunteers, neighbors, funders, legislators, and also our civic leaders. Inherent in understanding why we were able to successfully make this comeback is the fact that Clayworks is a 38-year-old legacy institution, bringing to Baltimore and the state of Maryland the best in the field of ceramics, with opportunities for all citizens to experience the joy of working with clay. The work to achieve this milestone was monumental. State delegates and Baltimore City Council were instrumental in prescribing and demanding the continuation of this cultural institution. Key leaders in the state delegation were Delegate Maggie McIntosh and Delegate Adrian Jones, chairs of the Capital Budget Subcommittee of the House of Appropriations in Annapolis. Today we are honored to also recognize members of that committee, as well as representation from Baltimore City Council, and in particular Delegate Bilal Ali and Councilman Yitzi Schleifer. And I would say that these two men, with Angela Gibson, who is here, and Shelley Heddleman, who is here from also our state delegate offices, they spearheaded a movement to lead us to what would be the best path forward. And without their advocacy and help, Baltimore Clayworks would not be here today, and we would not be fortunate enough to be standing on the grounds right now. I want to welcome both Delegate Schleifer and Delegate Ali to speak to us today, and let me bring Councilman Yitzi Schleifer forward for a moment. Baltimore City Councilman Yitzi Schleifer presented a resolution to Baltimore City Council in June of 2017, and that was the beginning of the community having the ability to continue the work at Clayworks.
Before I get started, up here with me are my two beautiful daughters. On my left is Maxie, who's now behind me. And to my right is Bobby Bella over here. And I'd also like to recognize my colleague who's here, Councilman John Bullock, in the front row. And I couldn't agree more with Susan. What a difference a year makes. It's great to be here in Mount Washington to celebrate this special day with all of you. I'm here again with my daughters who are looking forward to when they will be able to spend time at Baltimore Clayworks with their friends, playing with clay, exploring art, and expanding their imaginations, as so many of you have done here. Since 1980, when the original Clayworks founders were chosen to purchase this landmark building, this organization, ever since then, has been a pillar of our community. Now more than ever, with the closing of an anchor establishment just up the road in Mount Washington Village, we need Baltimore Clayworks to stay and keep delivering arts programs to the neighborhood and all over our city, which is why, despite when there was pressure not to, last year I, alongside my council colleagues, sponsored a resolution to stop the sale and keep Clayworks alive. Over the past 12 months, as you know, the original Dream Team has been restored. Baltimore Clayworks has welcomed back artists, students, neighbors, and the community. I am confident with this Dream Team in place, Clayworks will be better than ever. I treasure the role that I've been able to play along with my council colleagues to assist the community in securing Baltimore Clayworks' future in Mount Washington. I hope we will continue to gather here every year on this anniversary and celebrate right here on Clayworks Way as our collaboration will continue. You forever have a friend and a partner in me, and I hope this isn't a secret, but I'm also proud to be supportive of the request that has been granted for funding for some of the youth programs from the Baltimore City Youth Fund. For the sake of not getting in trouble, I won't name the number in case it's not supposed to be named. But it's a very large number, and I'm excited to continue supporting you guys and continue to see great things from Clayworks. And long live Baltimore Clayworks. If I can just call up, I guess, Susan to take this proclamation from myself and the rest of the city. John, you want to come up? Just a city council resolution for the wall over here.
There you go. Thank you.
I think everyone will be pulling the microphone back up after I speak. A common occurrence. I want to welcome to the microphone Delegate Bilal Ali, who heard us first in May and heard our story and has been with us and with the steering committee leadership, and we call him one of our sisters.
Well, that's good company to be in. It was in May of 2017 that I started asking questions about Baltimore Clayworks at a hearing in Annapolis called by Delegate Maggie McIntosh and Delegate Adrian Jones. The community made its case. The hearing room was usually crowded that day, including many faces that I recognize here today. You were united in your love for this organization. You made it plain that you were ready, willing, and able to overcome any obstacles Clayworks might face. In order to continue doing good work, it was a powerful message from a determined community. One that the folks in Annapolis, from the legislators to the Board of Public Works, could not ignore. In the months that followed, your community strength continued to grow. And in October, you took over the reins and worked tirelessly to put everything back on track. And now look where we are. Bills are paid, buildings are refinanced, programs are restarted, adults and kids from all over the city and states are sharing the joy of Clay once again. I thank you for saving Clayworks and letting me join you in this noble effort. The good folks prevail. Go Clayworks. We're fired up.
Thank you, Delegate Ali. Well, I have about 17 pages here. I'm going to ad-lib because no one wants to listen to this. But there are just too many people to thank, so I'm going to get through a few of these pages and then on to the celebration and the dedication of our street, refreshments, food, exhibitions inside, studio tours, meeting our resident artists, and everyone else who is here to welcome you. I don't know if our legal teams are here right now, but we had a few lawyers assist us at critical junctures. I see right now Kirk Kalodner, who has been working with the new board since we came into leadership in October 2017. His services are pro bono, and I'm not even going to try to think of the number of hours he has given us. Thank you, Kurt. Other lawyers that also helped us during the community campaign were Doug Silber and Jeff Cox. Oh, and here's Doug Silber in a red shirt over there. Thank you, Doug. To finalize and finish the negotiated contract, the agreement for Baltimore Clayworks to continue, we must thank lawyer Irv Walker. And is he here? Okay, he's hiding behind some shades. We'll put a clay apron on him yet. As you probably know from many newspaper articles before our time, the financial challenges were not for the meek when we took over. We were fortunate and we established a new relationship with a new lender, Columbia Bank, to service our long-term debt. And I think Mel Reeder is here today. Thank you very much. Also of key importance as we came back this year were that some of our traditional foundations, the Blaustein Foundation, the Ruth and George Babylon Family Foundation, and the William G. Baker Jr. Memorial Fund, followed the lead that the Maryland State Arts Council demonstrated and funded this organization during the vulnerable and critical period of time as we were restarting last fall. So thank you to those founders, the foundations and donors, and the huge number of individual donors that also came forward. Our first exhibit opened at Baltimore School for the Arts, Standing Together, and that was curated by exhibition coordinator Mary Clunan. Make sure you don't leave. Hi, Mary. Make sure you don't leave without going into the gallery building to see the current exhibit and enjoy some of the festivities inside. The programmatic work that we have accomplished over this past year was equally complex. Committee members Deb Bedwell, Pat Halley, Ronnie Aronin, with core staff, our teachers, and Baltimore area ceramic artists rebuilt our traditional programming, setting the bar at the highest standard of excellence. Students were welcomed back quickly, and we have over 70 volunteers to thank for readying our buildings back in the fall. In addition, Matt Heilich, I saw Matt way in the back there. He has been our Director of Education for over 15 years. Those dedicated and countless hours he gave to Clayworks enabled us to reopen and to hold our classes and bring everyone back. Thank you, Matt. Ceramic sculptor Kevin Rohde led a team of 20 to jury and select new resident artists from a national applicant pool of 42 emerging artists. 4 long-term resident artists bring their energy, creative talent, and art to Maryland, our studios and classrooms. Is Kevin here? I see one of our resident artists in the back. Hi, Wes Brown. And do we have other resident artists, please? Hannah Pierce is over here. She is our Abilities Fellow and works with those with disabilities. And Jason Piccoli is here. He's inside. You'll be able to tour resident artist studios after the ceremony. And please do. Their work is amazing. Who they are and what they bring to Clayworks. They are the foundation of our excellence. I also want to thank the board. I have been humbled to work with fellow board members who have accomplished a quite impossible task with guts, intellect, and persistence. This board of 18 met every 2 weeks for over 5 months, each being a work session that led to further work. You were better off if you didn't come to board meetings, as I recall. I'm honored to acknowledge and thank all my fellow comrades, and I'm just going to name them quickly because they deserve it. No order here. Rima Saman, Marcia Smelkinson, Deb Bedwell, John K. Smith, Alan Cooper, Marcy Emmer, Mary Jo Kirschman, Carla Dunlap, Megan Rich, Lethea West, Larry Sandler, Cynthia Kamen, John Gazorian, and Delegate Bala Ali. Also, Marianne Mears, George Sissel, Pat Halley, and Ronnie Aronin. So I think you all should come forward to this tree so we can also applaud you. This is an amazing group of people. I think I knew no one when I began my work on the board, and this is a very tight-knit, professional, dedicated group. We have a lot to thank them for. Thank you, board. You're released. I want to acknowledge our staff in the same way as the board is taking credit right now. Without an amazing staff that really understood the complete workings of Baltimore Clayworks. These are key staff members that guided us through our work. And before I get to every staff member, I want to especially thank Nicole Fall, our interim executive director. She led us magnificently through the most critical and vulnerable time period. Her strong connections to Baltimore arts communities facilitated the rebuilding of our partnerships, as well as the organization that she led here. Now she will be undertaking a new role at Clayworks. We are thrilled to have her guide one of our new initiatives that given us the opportunity by Baltimore City, and this is the Baltimore Children Youth Fund, where we will begin working with children aged 7 to 12, and we will also be incorporating a new support and training a new job training session, an internship for youth ages 18 to 23. In this program, we will be incorporating 3D printer technology into the making of ceramics. This is a wonderful new initiative for Baltimore Clayworks. Thank you, Nicole, for taking on this challenge and leading us forward. Nicole. Okay, our staff needs to come forward and be seen, just as the board. Matt Heilich, Sam Wallace, Candace Mitchell, Mary Clunan, Sarah Morales Morgan, Brittany Williams, Anna Maria Economou, and I'm not sure if our camp director, Alexis Ray, is with us tonight. Okay, major round of applause. And this staff is phenomenal. I also can't tell you the hours that we did not pay them for the work at Baltimore Clayworks over this past year. But in addition to the staff, we have a treasure trove of artists and educators that also rose to the occasion to be our teachers here at Clayworks and to support everyone here. Call out to a front desk and other volunteers, Barbara Donahoe, Pam Worthington, Dina Karras, and John Gazorian's 70 volunteers. And Marilyn Sullivan at the front desk. Oh my goodness. Also a call out to Sam Wallace and his ground crews who makes our campus beautiful, and you see the results today. This event would never have occurred if I was leading it. I am a last-minute planner. You see me with my notes here. This event has been planned by a huge number of people, but the committee was led by Marcia Smelkinson, Marcy Emmer, and Marlene Sokolowski Sanders. I also want to recognize our community partners who are here, and I'd like to bring Nicole up to bring them forward and to thank them for coming and being a part of Clayworks moving forward.
So the Brighter, Stronger Foundation is here. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Oh, and come on up.
Come on up for a photo.
And then Baltimore City Public Schools, I think, has also come. Is there anyone else from our programs who might have come and we haven't realized it? please take a look at our community arts table over there. We work with quite a few groups, and thank you also for coming and joining us and celebrating. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. If I've left someone out, and I surely have, because this was a village that pulled Clayworks from where it was to where it is today, 1 year later, please excuse me, but know that everyone is appreciative. I want to bring back Marcia Smelkinson to the mic. She has something to share with all of us, and then I promise to make very brief closing remarks after that.
It's my honor to share with you the text of a citation that was delivered today from the office of Mayor Catherine Pugh. I'm just going to read the citation. On this inaugural Global Day of Clay, we salute Baltimore Clayworks, which has brought international attention to the city of Baltimore for the past 38 years. Through its diverse and inventive programs in education for adults and young people, its community arts activities in neighborhoods throughout the city, its role in nurturing careers of emerging artists, and its ongoing exhibitions that share contemporary ceramic arts with audiences local and beyond, Baltimore Clayworks has impacted thousands of lives and influenced artistic thinking far and wide. With its renewed leadership and dedicated community, Baltimore Clayworks will continue to thrive and contribute. The City of Baltimore is proud to honor Baltimore Clayworks with this ceremonial naming of Clayworks Way. It is a well-deserved symbol that this landmark organization is indeed on the map here in Mount Washington and here to stay in Baltimore for many years to come. Mayor Catherine Pugh. Isn't that nice? And we also have a letter from Senator Barbara Mikulski. I'm going to read that to you as well. To the many friends of Baltimore Clayworks, I am with you in spirit today as you celebrate all that you have achieved, particularly in this last year. Baltimore Clayworks has been one of the leading members of the Baltimore and Maryland communities since its founding 38 years ago. I am proud to have participated in many of your outstanding events and witnessed your impact on the people of the city, state, and nation. I salute all of you who came together to ensure that Baltimore Clayworks would continue its contributions and maintain its home here in Mount Washington. Through your hard work and collaborative efforts, you have improved and preserved a precious treasure for our community. That's from retired Senator Mikulski.
In closing, I know you've been waiting for those words. Today, on this inaugural Global Day of Clay, in closing for my remarks, you get a few more speakers after me. Baltimore Clayworks is honored to proclaim it is ready for the next 38 years, delivering our traditional programs and the transformative. Clayworks will continue to nurture emerging artists and follow their careers throughout the country. Clayworks sets an example of an organization that is mission-driven, demonstrating integrity, inclusivity, and diversity at all levels, both in governance and in those we serve. We will always strive to achieve excellence in both process and deed. Part of what is going to be moving forward and looking at the future now is we are also thrilled to have been invited to be a part of the Bloomberg Philanthropies Mentorship. This is an opportunity to enhance our capacity, revenue generation, and strategic planning and marketing abilities. The timing of this mentorship could not be more favorable with our first session starting next week. And because it is this time of year in the nonprofit world, it is the fundraising cycle. I would be remiss as board president as we gloat over where we are today, and we are thrilled to thank those people who have gotten us here. Please continue to support Baltimore Clayworks. You will all be hearing from us again. Thank you. And as my last piece of news, and this is hot off the presses today, we are introducing you now to our next executive director, Cindy Wish. After a comprehensive and national and local search, Cindy Wish is joining us as executive director. She comes from a background in education and nonprofit arts administration. Over the past 15 years, she has worked for a variety of institutions and organizations in Massachusetts, Chicago, San Francisco, and most recently at the Jamesville Fine Arts Center in rural North Dakota. Yes, pull out your Google app. It is west of the Mississippi River. While in Jamestown, Cindy established a magnificent arts park and collaborated with one of the main museums in town, the National Buffalo Museum. Cindy hails from Northern Virginia and just hours ago became the newest resident of Baltimore City, walking away from unpacking boxes to be with us right now. Oh my goodness, she cleans up well. I welcome Cindy, who will begin next week, and give her the opportunity to say some remarks.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone. I did literally just move to Baltimore about 45 minutes ago, so forgive me. I'm just getting my feet under me. And I don't want to take up too much of your time, just that I'm really, really looking forward to meeting all of you, those of you I haven't met yet. And I'm so honored to be chosen for this position. What this community has done for this organization and what the organization has done for the community is truly unique and incredible, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, you all know that already. But I just wanted to thank you for doing all of that amazing hard work and giving me this fantastic opportunity to walk into this new position, and I really hope to prove myself worthy of it. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Thank you.
While our last speaker is talking, and it's not me, so it probably will be brief, Deb Bedwell, one of our founding potters and founding executive director, will address you. I'm going to ask Delegate Bilal Ali, Councilman Yitzi Schleifer, Cindy Wish, and Nicole Fall to walk over to our sign, and we will have an unveiling right after Deb's remarks. So thank you.
Hi, everybody. Let's go up. Ronnie and Volker, Marlene, let's have the founders here. We've got the bookends today. We really do. It's wonderful, right? So we have 5 founders. Pam, where are you? There we go. So we have 5 of our founders who are still active here at Baltimore Clayworks in some capacity. And they are, volunteers, they're teachers, they're artists in the studio. So I want to introduce them to you. Pam Worthington on her way, Volker Sean Fleiss, Sunday morning teacher, sculptor, and illustrator par excellence. Ronnie, who does the ACC craft fairs, very well known nationally. Potter. Marlene, excellent teacher at Mount Washington Elementary and other places. So we understand that what we started in 1978 really is rebirth, reborn, and here today. And you guys can sit down now. Okay. Don't have to stand up any longer. Well, well then just leave her right here there, Nora. Okay. Today is really not an ordinary day in Baltimore. It's an extraordinary day in Baltimore. We're part of a worldwide initiative in places all over the planet. Today we see the power and the potential of the arts to transform communities. And no, we are not polarized. And no, we are not separate. Although people would tell us that we are connected and we are united. We are connected not only here in Baltimore, we are united with our brother and sister artists, arts organizers, ceramic students, our teachers, our institutions, our collectors, our supporters, and we are united through time and space, not just on the East Coast and not just on this campus at this moment, but we are united on October 10th, 2018 with our counterparts in Biloxi, Mississippi, in the Channel Islands, in Camarillo, California, in Tainan, Taiwan, in La Meridiana, in Italy, in Kansas City, in Ontario, and in New York, and in Minneapolis, and in Tel Aviv, and in Tucson, and in Belarus, France, and in Jiangdajin, China. Together, we are united by our material clay and our individual and our collective studio practices and by our creative energy. And all of this energy and all of this passion and this momentum into the future is wondrous and profound. However, to have it realized, spread, amplified, and embraced requires commitment, steady guidance, strategic thinking, and most of all, leadership. We want to join in this moment, in this place, and at this time, in this church for clay artists, because that's what Clayworks is. It is a sacred place, but we want to recognize one of the many, many people who have stepped up in leadership these past 2 years, and one who has kept her hand on the rudder of the ship, and one who is steady and who never sought the spotlight for herself. So here we are, family and village, and with her steadfast presence, with her loyalty, her passion, her commitment to Baltimore Clayworks, it will continue. It will blossom, it will thrive, it will grow, and it will reach its full potential, all the while creating more potential for it to reach. And so let us honor and applaud our dedicated, lovely, engaged, aspiring, inspiring, and passionate Chair of our Board of Trustees, Susan Patz.
My board is in big trouble now.
Yeah, she didn't know about this.
Thank you. I will be gracious, and then I'll see you all in the boardroom later.
Okay, so wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. This is, okay, let me give you, first of all, no, there we go. This is for you to take home. We thought, does this woman really need another pot? Probably not. So we have a citation she can put on her wall. It says, with abundant thanks and deepest respect from the community of artists, supporters, donors, students, teachers, staff, neighbors, and friends of Baltimore Clayworks, on this day we salute and honor you. And so, let's see, Susan.
Thank you very much.
The family and the village and all your sisters, especially, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to direct your eyes over towards the corner. There's people waving. I'm going to ask Ron to do the honors. He's going to hold a fanfare, and then our friends up there.
you all.
Oh, okay.